Howdy, folks. Woodrow Wells from NeedCoffee.com here. Back for recording our first Wayhomer of 2011. Go figure. For the uninitiated, here's how this works. I have just left the cinema where I have seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about it on my way home. And this evening we're here to talk about the King's Speech. Okay, the King's Speech. Basically, synopsis. So Colin Firth plays Duke of York, the eventual King George VI, who has his father, the other King George, played by Michael Gambon. I didn't know was in the film. I didn't know a lot of these folks were in the film. So it was kind of a surprise star-studded cast. But so you had Michael Gambon playing his dad, and you have Guy Pearce playing his who's brother, and the brother is set to come on the throne when present King George dies. But there's no spoilers if it's history, folks. So basically, the brother falls in love with a twice formerly married woman, and basically can't quite carry on as king given his love life situation, and so abdicates the throne in favor of the new King George, again Colin Firth. Now, all of that sounds well and good and perfectly normal, except for the fact that the new King George has a speech problem. He has a stammer, a very bad stammer, and as a result can mortify the masses with his long pauses as he tries to get up the gumption to be able to speak. And enter into this situation a speech therapist, played by Geoffrey Rush, who is going to try to help this royal personage, whatever you pronounce it, with his problem. I have a speech problem too. I actually did when I was very small, but I don't remember it, so I can't really bring that into the review, even though I just did. So here's the deal about the King's Speech, because that's all the synopsis you need. At first, the film appears to be just mainly a framework into which to let two really amazing actors act their asses off. Colin Firth, this quite possibly is the best role I've seen him in. I've not seen his entire body of work, but he's kind of amazing, and we'll talk about why in a minute. Geoffrey Rush is Geoffrey Rush, and of course is awesome in everything. And two other people that I wanted to bring up, even though, like I said, it's got a great cast. You've got Timothy Spall doing a fantastic Churchill, but you've also got Helena Bonham Carter in a role that in a lesser film would have been one of those thankless roles in which you could have basically injected any decent British actress. And I don't mean that to say, but we've all seen films like that where you go, well, the female person in this role, you could have put anybody in the role. But if you're paying attention, it's really a great role, and she brings so much to it, which by doing things that look like they're very small. But it's because she's so good, and I've liked Helena Bonham Carter for forever. It's because she's so good that she's able to make it look like that it's no effort involved. I don't know, maybe she's so damn good it is no effort involved, but it's just that it's the little things with her that really make you go, wow, I'm so glad it's you doing this role, because you're on it. So they're all fantastic. Now, as the film progresses, I started to key into why I think the film itself is pretty amazing, because we've all seen films which were okay, but then the performances were really, really good. But I think the reason why the film is so effective is because you feel such anxiety for Colin Firth's character. And I think part of that has to do with just the natural inclination that we all have that, public speaking is the number one fear of the great masses. Nobody wants to get up and talk. And so we all have probably experienced something, or at least seen someone go through a situation in which they become tongue-tied, or they, as they say it in theater, go up, where they completely forget their lines. It's absolutely mortifying. It's bad to watch. As someone who has forgotten his lines on stage, it's bad to be the guy, okay? So it's bad all around. So I think we all bring that kind of anxiety to watching Colin Firth go through this. We can completely empathize with what's going on, speech impediment or not. Now, that being said, that would be okay. But why I think Colin Firth is so amazing in what he's doing is that there's the pressure involved on this guy is absolutely amazing. Not only is he, dealing with the fact that he's royal and he's supposed to be, and kingly and stuff like that, when he thought he was going to get out of it, basically, because he wasn't supposed to be king. He wasn't even supposed to be in line to be king, and you're king. Not only is he dealing with that, but he's facing down the barrel of, at first, well, this is new, the wireless, new technology that, as is pointed out through the film, they didn't have to deal with before. They never had to address the masses on such a scale. And so this is the guy who, and remember, this is the British Empire when it was capital B, capital E, British Empire. They do a really great job of bringing forth the idea, this guy's talking to the freaking world, okay? And so take your public speaking fear, or just imagine public speaking fear, and you're talking to the world. And the world is watching you, okay? Or in this case, listening to you. Then you intensify that with the fact that he's not only staring down the barrel of that, but he's staring down the barrel of what is going to become World War II, okay? So, and he's dealing with that, where not only was I not supposed to be king, I was supposed to be king with another freaking war that I have to try to lead my people through. And even on top of that, now Colin Firth brings all of that to the table to where you really feel for this guy. I mean, it's like, oh my God, I want to, buy you a drink and give you a manly hug, because you're going through all this. And you can see every bit of it, that he's not, and it's not even like he's, I don't want to make it seem like he's like wringing it out or something like that, but it's just all there in the performance. So it's quite amazing to watch as a performance. But we bring something else to it in that we're here, his character's there, we know what's about to happen. We know the full scope of the gun he's staring down the barrel of. So we're bringing all that to the table, so we're feeling even more anxiety for what he's going through, and feeling more, worse for him as a result. So it's actually, as you get into the film, you realize it's actually not just a good framework, it's quite an extraordinary framework in which Colin Firth can deliver this performance. So it's actually quite good. I was very, very pleased with it. Overall, and not just what I thought initially, which was, wow, I'm going to get to see two really amazing actors just go at it, and it's going to be awesome. So, yes, it's quite a good film. So I think cup-wise, first of all, let me just say, should you see it? I think, yes, you should see it. I think a matinee is fine. If you are, strapped for cash or something like that, fine, watch it on DVD, but do see it, because it is quite extraordinary. Cup-wise, I would say it's a solid 4.5, because of how how the framework has been crafted and the fantastic performances that have gone into that framework. There really isn't a bad one among the bunch, but it's just the ones that I mentioned that really stood out. So the King's Speech is really amazing, and what I find even more amazing is that, again, I have felt more anxiety for Colin Firth's character than I have felt for some protagonists in horror movies. You know what I mean? Because again, you're dealing with that whole fear, a fear that we can all relate to. So, I hope that makes some semblance of sense. Anyway, so that's the King's Speech. Very pleased with it, and as of course, Best Picture doesn't matter anymore, but I think Colin Firth is definitely going to be nominated, and I would not be surprised if Geoffrey Rush was nominated for Best Supporting Actor as well, and I would not begrudge either of those things. I would be very happy to see it happen. So there you go. That's the first one for 2011. As always, I appreciate everyone who supports these things, and if you know someone who is wondering whether or not they should see the film, send this to them. Maybe they will take something away from it as well. We appreciate everyone who shares these things, because the more we get the word out, the more we can do these things. It's one of those snowball effect type things. So, again, thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you soon. Right turn on red, I gotta go. Bye!